Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. Gentlemen, late, everyone, hello. Hope everyone's doing well. That was weird. I'm gonna watch. I love watching this stuff. It'll never get old. I just love seeing. I haven't been to Europe in a while. I've been twice in my life, but first time was when I was really young in 2006, and the next time was like 8 years ago now with my dad and brother, and I loved it. Don't get me wrong, but I need to go back again to really. But until then, I like seeing other Americans' um opinions on when they go there. So let's go. I have three separate little TikTok videos here I'm going to respond to. So hope everyone's doing well. Let's get into it.
Germany, and these are the top 5 things I did not expect. I'm an American living in Germany, and these are the top 5 things I did not expect when I first moved here. The first is that I can eat bread. When I was living in the US, I was totally gluten-free because bread just hurt my stomach so much. But when I got here, I tried the bread for the first time. It has a lot less gluten in it, or it's processed in a different way, but I can eat it. The second was...
I wonder if, I mean, gluten is just a product of wheat and grains, right? So I don't know why American bread would have more gluten than European bread. Like whole grain bread definitely has a lot of gluten, and so that makes me wonder if a lot of Americans who think that they're gluten, that they have celiac, or need to be gluten free, right? Celiac disease, isn't that what you can't process gluten? I wonder if a lot of Americans think they need to be gluten free, but really just their stomach reacts badly to more American processed bread. I don't know, but that could be interesting.
To learn a new language. I never expected that I would learn another language in my life. Growing up in the US, I took Spanish in school,
Same.
but I was so bad at it, and I basically thought learning another language was like impossible as an adult. So I was not expecting that at all. I was trying to learn German, but it really surprised me that I was able to learn the language, and now that I can speak with other people in German is like crazy.
I took Spanish class for 6 years, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade. And I barely know. I can definitely recognize Spanish way more than any other language, but having studied it for 7 years, you'd think I would be somewhat fluent, and I'm far from it. And keep in mind that I was a horrible student in school, so with so many if Europeans are watching, which most of the people that watch my videos are European, so I assume you are here. A lot of you know a different language, and I hear that you learn them from a much younger age. But I wonder if it's hard for me to ask this question because you didn't experience American language classes. What was it about it that you were able to grasp another language so much, whether it be English or others? Is it just exposure to media and films in different languages? I figured Europeans might be better at learning other languages because you're in close proximity to places to travel, other countries to travel that speak a different language. But I'm just curious how you learn them so well, I guess, you know?
Third thing was that I did not expect to love it so much. When I first got here, it was really, really hard, and I really didn't like it. But I think it was just because everything was new and I was having such a hard time connecting with people. But once I learned the language and got to know the culture more, I truly fell in love with the lifestyle here, and I was able to really appreciate all of the great things about the country and the city that we live in. The fourth thing is feeling so safe. I did live in New York City before moving here, and New York City is a whole other level of unsafe. But even compared to my life in Atlanta,
especially
which
nowadays,
is where I grew up, I feel so safe
What,
living
did she say Atlanta?
here. And I did live in New York City before moving here, and New York City is a whole other level of unsafe. But even compared to my life in Atlanta, which is where I grew up, I feel so safe living here, and I absolutely love that. And the last thing is that I feel so much less stressed and more balanced. I think it's a European thing in general where they have a very good work-life balance, and I really think that it's because of how many vacation days they have. Like, the average person here has 30 vacation days a year, which is so crazy to me. And I also think it's...
I don't think it's just the vacation days. I think that Europeans in general have a much more. I said this in another video, so if you saw that and I'm repeating myself, sorry. But in America, I think as a general rule, we work to get as much money as we can and status that we can, and then we retire, and then we die. Whereas in Europe, it seems like a lot of European countries' culture is about living and working and enjoying life as you reach retirement. It's not just a suffer and work and that's all that's important. It's like, no, sit down, enjoy lunch, sit with family, relax, and work. Let me know if you disagree or think I'm onto something here, but I think Europeans just of course, vacation days, I'm sure, contribute to it, but I think that you just have a more general enjoy your time while you work. You know, does that make sense?
To everything
Maybe
being closed on Sundays. And I feel like due to that,
sorry, what?
last thing is that I feel so much less stressed and more balanced. I think it's a European thing in general where they have a very good work-life balance, and I really think that it's because of how many vacation days they have. Like the average person here has 30 vacation days a year, which is so crazy to me. And I also think it's due to everything being closed on
Paid, right? You get a month every year of paid vacation, don't you? And if you get sick during the vacation, I'm not sure if this is true with all European countries, but you can tell your employer and they won't make you count those days you were sick during vacation as a vacation day. Let me know if that's a myth, but I've heard that.
On Sundays. And I feel like due to that, people are able to be a lot more in tune with themselves and know when they actually need a break. And it gives them so much more time that they can use to spend with friends, go do fun things, travel. And here I feel like I have such a better work-life balance and I feel just overall way less stressed. These are the top 5 things that I did not expect when I first moved to Germany, but have turned out to be so incredible.
That was nice. All right, let's go to the next one. I said everything I think I said on all of her points. I don't know if these are going to be very crazy different videos, but
American and live in Norway, people ask, since I'm American and live in Norway, people ask me all the time if there's anything that I don't like about living in Europe.
let's hear it.
Generally, I love living in Europe for so many reasons, but there is one thing I don't like. The one thing I don't like is ice, or the
Immigration
lack of
control
ice that I find in Europe is just crazy. If you've been following me, then you know I don't have a freezer. My fridge doesn't have a freezer. I'm gonna show you it, but it's the first time in my life that I have ever had a fridge that did not have a freezer. So my ice cube trays, worthless. And I've been to 40 countries now. I've traveled all over Europe. And I remember when I very first came to Europe, I was in Poland, and I ordered a drink, just like a soda or whatever. And I said, hey, can you bring me a glass with some ice? The dude brought me a glass with 2 ice cubes. 2 ice cubes? What am I gonna do with 2 ice cubes? And he talking about, oh, is that enough? Yeah, it's enough to piss me off. Where's the rest of the ice? Fill the glass up with ice.
Okay, he's getting on the border of me thinking he's on the border. Like, I think if you go to Europe, you go to a country that isn't the country that you're used to, and you point out things that are different that you don't like, right? But in a way that's just like, yeah, this is an interesting thing. It's something for me to get used to. That's fine. But then complaining that something in the country you're visiting isn't like where you're back at home in a way as that like you're judging the country or want them to change, that's a whole different thing. So both you are complaining about something, and he's kind of going in the middle there where I'm like, yeah, you know.
And then I pour in the drink. That's how that works. Yo, for real, I was like, yo, is there like an ice ration? Do we have to ration ice? Is there not enough water? I mean, give me the ice. I want the ice.
To be fair, I would like to know the reasoning. Is this generally true in Norway? At first, I was like, ice. I thought he meant like icy roads, and, you know, Norway's far up north, and maybe there's more snow and ice than he's used to. But no, he's talking about which I do hear as a common complaint when I watch these videos of Americans. But you don't have a freezer? I'm genuinely curious, all right? I'm trying not to fall into the bad category that I just explained. But I wonder what the reason is for it. You don't mind it, and it's like it's not a thing that you think is worth getting, you know? Anyone?
And this was a common occurrence. I mean, Czech Republic,
I'd love to
Hungary, Lithuania. He's
been around.
On the lookout, and I was like, okay, hold on. Every time I get something, it's got 1 ice cube, 2 ice cubes, or they don't come with ice at all. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, there's nothing I want more when I'm hot and thirsty than a lukewarm cola. Are you kidding me? I never realized how truly blessed I am to have ice when I want to have ice, because when you don't have ice, it's crazy. Please tell me, am I just being like a pompous American?
Okay, I love this guy now. He was kind of going the border where I don't think he's being that disrespectful. He's kind of just talking in his own personality about something that he's not used to and doesn't like. And now he says this. And so he who cares about my opinion, but he just went way up in my book. I love when people, question their own reactions and ask people. I absolutely love it.
Because, I get to my... Are you kidding me? I never realized how truly blessed I am to have ice when I want to have ice, because when you don't have ice, it's crazy. Please tell me, am I just being like a pompous American? Because, I get to my apartment I'm in now, and then no freezer, right? Then I went to Haugesund, and I was just over someone's house, and I was like, oh man, can I get a glass of ice? Now they did have a fridge with a proper freezer. They had a proper setup there, and they were like, oh no, I don't have any ice. You have a freezer and you don't have ice? And I have to move out of this apartment next week, and the apartment I'm moving into, you guessed it, no freezer. I just want my drinks to be cold. I mean, am I asking too much, Europe? Am I asking too much? And of course you can buy ice at the store, but today is Sunday and all the grocery stores are closed, and then the ones that are open, like the Boone Priest up the street from my house here, it has like a little kiosk type store that's open, and they don't sell ice there. So I have to buy the warm cola, put it in my fridge for whoever knows how long, and when I do buy ice, look at that. It melts because it's not in the freezer. It's like if I don't use it all immediately. Okay, rant over. I need to buy a freezer. Oh my gosh. I can't keep living like this.
I'm curious how you guys feel about him. Was that I think that was a fair reaction. Yeah, he did seem like he was complaining, and he's not, and he like imagines everything to be like America is at the beginning, but he did do it in a kind of, jovial, joking way, and he did say like, am I being ridiculous here? I think that was fine, What was I gonna ask? Oh yeah, about the being closed on Sunday. So when I think like, oh, we're closed on Sundays, I think like you're very Christian, and it's like, is it the Sabbath, or is that more of a Jewish thing? Do Christians also call it the Sabbath, like the day you're not supposed to work? And so seeing Europe, especially Northern Europe, as being much less religious than, say, the USA, it's strange how the USA does it on Sundays, but Europe doesn't. Is the European kind of being closed on Sundays not a religious thing, and just like we need a day a week where we're not open, Anyone? All right, last one.
You don't. It stays running.
How do I turn it off?
You don't. It stays running the entire time.
Really? Where's the AC?
AC?
Yeah, the AC.
No, we just leave the doors open and put a fan on.
A fan?
Yeah.
Fan works.
Why is it not coming on?
It's supposed to stay on.
So it's not a gun?
No, it's so that when they recycle it, it gets recycled together.
Ah.
Oh.
Is that an espresso to go?
Yep.
American.
How'd you know?
Italians never get their coffee to go.
Oh. Do you think that's my sunscreen?
Looks like
I'll never forget. And I only have so many European stories, okay? So maybe you've heard this before if you've seen my videos. Dude, I only have like a few stories. I gotta repeat some. I was in France with my dad and brother. And we were at a restaurant, and not many people in France, comparative to like England, obviously England, Jesus, comparative to like Belgium or Netherlands, especially, or even Germany. Not many French people speak English, which I respect. You know, it's like, why should we? You know, I only know one language. I'm never gonna judge anyone for not knowing my language. That would be ridiculous. But I remember being in a French restaurant. I had to use the bathroom, and so I went to the guy behind the bar, and I was like, toilet, I forget. And I laughed to myself because I was trying my best French, but he immediately responded to me in English. I was like, what is it? English to French. Where is the bathroom?
Où se trouvent les toilettes?
So I didn't pronounce it. I was like, où se trouve la toilette? And then he just immediately responds to me, downstairs to the right. And I'm like, thank you. And I was always shocked because I'm like, how did he immediately know I'm American and I would know English? I don't know.
Like it?
I've heard of this. Americans.
So now what?
Open the door.
It doesn't open on its own.
No. And those. Now shut the door. No, this one. And now you're good to go.
This is scary.
How do I turn it off?
That was good. I always enjoy these videos. I was expecting to get a little upset and be like, oh, Americans thinking the world should revolve around them. But I think those are 3 videos with reasonable takes, you know? Let me know if you disagree. I love y'all. It's not weird. I mean it. Look at me. I hope everyone's doing well. If not, chin up. You'll be good soon. Don't worry. Emotions are fickle, my friend. See you guys next time, hopefully. Bye.